Today, in food marketplace, the consumers are consuming all sort of vegetables and fruits without knowing them whether they are artificially made or they are naturally cultivated from the harvest lands. So there are many artificially harvested hybrid products that are circulating among the marketplace still today in large amount without the consumers even knowing it. One such thing is called as GMO, uh, genetically modified organisms. So the hybrid sort of cross fruits and vegetables are circulated in consumers' foods, whether they are illegal or they are good for health, or the myth surrounding that they are completely bad for health, and they sort of create viruses around the organic. Intake of the human beings and affecting the food chain. So how the influence of GMO in the political propaganda is playing a crucial role around the world. So these are all the things that we are going to see in this video. And come on, let's get into this video. So what is GMO and the myth surrounding GMO? So to understand GMO and its myths, we can clearly see the political fear and propaganda surrounding that. So let's see what is GMO. GMO is nothing but genetically modified organism, where organism states it as a living being, that is a plant. Okay, so generally, the DNA from one plant will be externally inbuilt into some another plant, that is more or less like a hybrid cross. The DNA from that plant will be injected into this plant, so that we will get some new hybrid variety of plant that is not natural. Although it is not natural, but it is obviously good to humans' health. That's what the scientific studies and laboratory studies and all case studies surrounding this shows. Apart from that, GMO is very good for human health. One sort of people states that, and GMO is completely unhealthy as it is against the organic farming variety. So these are all the two different criticisms that is surrounding the GMO food. And one such example is a rainbow papaya. In 1990s, if you see Hawaii harvest lands, agricultural lands, they were seriously affected by the ring spot viruses, where the most of the natural papaya harvest lands were affected by this ring spot viruses. Was heavily affecting that papaya cultivation at that time. And what the Hawaii government and the peasants at the time decided is to go for hybrid GMO variety of papaya, that is called as popularly called as Hawaii, as it is developed in Hawaii, and its real name is rainbow papaya. The rainbow papaya is a hybrid GMO papaya, where one of the yellow flesh called Kapoho sola, it is just injected into red flesh sun up. Okay, so generally red flesh is the target one, and this yellow flesh fruits DNA is injected into this red flesh, so that what you will get is the hybrid of red yellow. That is why it is called as a rainbow papaya. And it is completely, the case studies were going on at that time, whether to study this rainbow papaya is good for immune system of human beings and other animals that were in that harvest lands and all. So obviously this rainbow papaya, particular rainbow papaya, is very good for human health also. So this is about the basic detail of GMO. And if you get into the myth of GMO, first myth is GMO is not created for any good reasons. This is the myth surrounding the fear of GMO as it is artificially cultivated. So if you see, the primary objective of GMO is to produce the nutritional fruits and vegetables and to provide it at the low cost as possibly as one can to its customers. And whereas you can see that the harvest will be more for the farmers at that time also. So here you can see that if the farmer is going to target for 1 ton of say wheat, hybrid wheat, GMO wheat or hybrid fruits this time, if you install the GMO, it will be very very helpful at that time, because the target will be reached without any sort of the GMO can withstand the drought also. So the target can be easily reached with this DMO, and this is completely a myth that it is not created for any good reasons. So second myth surrounding this GMO is about it only benefits the corporate organizations. So the Yes, of course. If GMO is going to get developed into mass amount, obviously it is going to benefit corporate organizations. But before that, the primary objective of this GMO is for the benefit of farmers. So farmers, they are putting seeds in the harvest lands where the pests will come and insects will come and they will just damage all those crops, and the target will not be reached. Like 1 ton of fruits will not be harvested this time because of all the pests and maybe the draft, and they can withstand climate change conditions and all. So the organic, basically the organic foods and all. But the GMO, if once implemented, they can, as the case of discussed with the rainbow papaya, it's withstood the ring spot viruses. The same can be happening in all sort of virus withstanding, pesticides withstanding. So the farmers generally cannot need not go for any chemicals, artificial chemicals and all. They can just sow the seed and they can harvest with minimal effort in that side. So this is their primary objective. So the corporates alone is benefiting from this is completely a myth. Okay. And the third myth is, this is very important, and this is why it has a mass political influence around the world, because the third one is, it is of no good to humans and animals. What they are stating is it is going to basically disrupt the food chain, that is even from the harvest land till it reaches the open market, free food market, from the animals that are eating that to the humans that are eating that. It is seriously going to affect the genes of the people or the animals who are going to eat that. As they say that, yes, many of the GMOs are safe to eat. I'm agreeing with that. But most of the GMOs are safe, whether you have answer for this question. So yes, so this is the one of the biggest myths that is surrounding this GMO, and still there is no answer for this myth, and that is why the political influence is surrounding this GMO still now. Let's see the story surrounding the GMO corn, a small story. So, say there is a farmer named Anil. He is having a low harvest for all those 5 6 years, for the past 5 6 years, because of the natural pesticides and natural organic fruits and vegetables that he had harvested in this land. So, what he decided is he decided to go for GMO this year, and he thought of going for you know government accepted GMO, and he invested all those seeds in the harvest land, and he waited for say 3 months. Generally organic fruits might develop for 4 to 5 months or 6 months it would take, but for this GMO it just took 3 months. So it is very easy to harvest, I mean that it is not time consuming. At the same time, he didn't bought any sort of pesticides or insecticides or else any other chemicals, because there is natural toxins that will surround this GMO food product, that is a food when while it is harvested. So the natural toxin will prevent itself from all sort of pests that is going to affect this green land. So there is no need for additional investment of the chemicals from his side. So if the investment is also less, the time is also very less in harvesting. So it is very easy for a farmer like Anil, when he can do more and more sort of harvesting in little time frame without any sort of pesticides or insecticides affecting that particular greenland. Okay. Political heating up over labeling the GMO products. So, as we have seen the story of Anil, the farmer who harvested those products, and those products, GMO products, are going to get into this food market, and they are going to get combined with the natural organic foods. And the consumer will not know by picking up the product in, say, in the supermarket. He is going to pick up one, a dozen of apple, and he's going to pick up a dozen of papaya. So let's say the papaya here is a GMO papaya and apple is an organic apple. But the consumer here doesn't know that. apple and papaya are both organic. What in his mind is he's thinking is they're both natural fruits, but he doesn't know that the papaya is a rainbow papaya. He in his mind he is thinking it is natural, but it is a GMO because of it is not labeled, right? So this is the exact thing that happened during the presidential time period of Barack Obama. That before becoming president, what Barack Obama said is, I promise that I'll provide the labeling of all GMO products that is entering into the food market. But once he became the president, he didn't, he didn't made that promise true, and all those labeling things didn't happen for the GMO products, because of which re-election of Barack Obama, when considered for the next time, his debate went completely off. He just failed at the presidential election because of this simple GMO concept. You can see here the GMO is very very simple. How it is in a food consuming product industry, but it affected the presidential election. So that is its a par, that is a simple term, can affect the up to the presidential election. And why the GMO product should be labeled? Many safety standard experts says that there is a consumer rights, and consumer should decide that after labeling. If in this case the papaya is labeled, means the consumer will think that okay, apple is not labeled, so it is organic, it is very natural, I can pick that. But this papaya is labeled as GMO, what should I do? Should I pick this or not? It is basic rights, right? So we are just snatching that away from the consumer is not good. That is what the safety standard experts are saying. But why the political leaders and all those myths surrounding the corporate leaders who are marketing these GMO or fearing of labeling these GMO is, what they are fearing is, if I label this product, people will automatically worry and automatically discard this. They will not even think twice, as it is not natural, so it is not good for my health, because there is less awareness about GMO products still. So that is their worry, and this factor the presidential election too, and impact of GMOs. So, what do you think about analyzing all those instances that I have discussed before? You can clearly see that there is not a clear safety measures that is implemented surrounding the GMO concept. There is not clear awareness that is made by the government, and the political leaders are very hesitant in labeling this GMO, which added fuel to the fire of people believing that GMO are very safe for the consumption. So what if it might be the illegal GMO? What if the activist, the terrorist activist groups might be there in in combining all those GMOs with the natural products into the targeted country. So these are all the natural fears that are surrounding the people's mind. And the second one is, it is definitely going to be not beneficial to the farmers, as they say. It is what they believe is okay. This is temporary solution, but it is not going to be the permanent solution. What farmers believes that is, there are suicides of farmers that happened around the world, especially because of this GMO, as they are under the corporate control, corporate seed company control. The farmers should go and wait for their seed company to sow their seeds, because now what farmers are doing is they are sowing their own seeds, but once the GMO products take control. The farmers should go and ask the particular company for what he should harvest. So it is completely out of his control, which might increase the suicide rates of farmers. So these are all the impacts. And the third impact is obviously the health benefits of the human should be checked at any cost. Where as a temporary solution, it might reduce all sort of ring spot viruses, ringworm viruses, pesticides, insecticides, weeds, anything it might reduce. But if we are going to harvest the GMO products, their genes will combine with the the nearby fields or natural genes, so that the food chain will be affected. So these are all the very topmost important factors that is going to impact the GMOs, and the political career of the people is going to be relied on this GMO. What do you think that GMO will affect every other people, and should we only invest in the natural product, or should we also consider this GMO as an alternative? What do you think at the end of this video? Put that in your comment section, and let's see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Goodbye.